Got a Twosun. Twosun. All right, here we go. Does it spin? Oh, it's a pretty good spinner. And brought itself right around to correct. Okay. All right. I know what this one is. This is, I don't know, I guess in essence, the little brother to this one. Yeah. This is the titanium, and I believe M390 version of this knife. And this is, all right, what is it? Okay, yeah. This is the TS16. 16, man. This one goes way back. Yeah, so I love this titanium version. I mean, golly, this thing. This is a good one. It's a really good one. Well, so its baby brother, G10 D2, I was like, you know what? I need to have one of those. Only because it's so much different than that one. It'd be interesting to see if I like this one as much. You know, keeping in mind the differences, right? Like it does have differences. I thought that plastic was given up too easy. Yeah, there's a piece of tape right here. There we go. And that's the oily bag, so we'll just get rid of it. We'll keep this one. Alright, TS16. What's up? It looks a little oily. I do so love this G10. The way that they mill it hard like that. It's so grippy, you know. Let's get a towel and wipe it off. Only because I kind of don't feel like wrapping my hand around it and getting my hands all oily. Now let's put our hand on it. Yeah. Ugh. Same blade. I mean, the ergonomics are quite a bit different. This knife is really thin. Look at the difference in the thickness between the two of them. This knife's really thin. But I think the overall profile up and down is the same. But the knife is definitely thicker. And then the scales are uber grippy. Yeah. That G10 when it's cut like that, which to be honest, notwithstanding the pattern in it, but if you just used all one color G10, you didn't layer it, it wouldn't have all this pattern. You wouldn't see it all. But golly, I mean, man, you could cut all my G10 like that. It creates such a good, confident grip in the knife. I'm going to put this one back out of our way. I mean, yeah, you know, the other thing is 100%. It feels like a budget piece. You know, when you put this one in your hand, you go, I mean, that's a solid, good, full titanium knife. It's got excellent action, wonderful ergonomics, and it feels substantial. You know, I don't know. Substantial the right word? I don't know. It feels refined. This feels like a less than $50 knife. Definitely does. I'm not saying it feels cheap or like a gas station knife. I'm not saying that at all. It definitely does not have the refinement that has. But That's no surprise, right? I mean, it's not going to. Let's get in it. Oh, there it is. It didn't want to give it up. It's non-captured, but it finally did give up and come loose. Thank you. I think the pocket clip's got to go next. All TH. Pocket clip, body screws, pivot. That pocket clip had to come off to get to this one. There's a bunch of oil underneath everything here. You know, I probably can make this feel better if I can improve this action a little bit. Speaking of that, let me look at something. I don't know why I always forget to do this. It's always an afterthought. I want to look at this lockup. Man, it's locked up. This is just outside of flush with the inside. And now I'll look at it and see what it looks like. Ooh, there's a lot of oil in there. I mean, it's soaked. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't have a lot of room to move, but there's a little bit. I'm going to leave it at that. Who is it oily? I mean, oily, oily. Oily man. Yeah, we're going to have to pull all these screws, get this other scale and this liner separated. That's actually a barrel. Cool. Cool. All right. Nice skeletonization, weight reduction going on there. All right, let's get all this oil wiped off. Yeah, this is an oily one. Oily man, oily beast. Stonewash scale. Yeah, lots of oil. Whew. Get this back spacer. I haven't done as many Twosuns lately as I normally do. It's because the channel's been dominated by Kizer and kubey. Kizer and kubey. And I have a lot of them sitting here, man. I bought a lot of them this last fall. And they are piled up, waiting to be moved. I've got a lot of really unique pieces, too, that, I mean, when I go grabbing knives and going, man, I need to get a couple of videos done, it's just hard for me to get to those one-offs because I have so many in bulk of these others. Twosuns, kubeys, kizers. Which other ones do I have? Civivis. I've got a mountain of them. I've got quite a few Canceps sitting around. I mean, it's just hard for me to grab like a one-off when I've got so many of these others. But you know what? We're plowing through them. They're all cool. I like working with them all, so it's not hurting my feelings a bit. It's just, the only reason I even mention it or think about it is because I do kind of think about the only reason I even think about it is because I just think sometimes it'd be nice to have some diverse products on the channel. You know, a little change of pace, spice of life type thing. But this is cool. I mean, come on. Very affordable. Stout, wonderful pocket knife. I mean, and you know, obviously I'm a Twosun guy. I like my Twosuns. And can I find fault in them? Yeah. Can I find fault in every other knife? Pretty much. Pretty much. It's hard to put a knife down as being perfect. And I just think it's the nature of it, you know, for what it is. It's hard for designers and then manufacturing and quality control and everybody get on the same page and put out a product that fires on all cylinders. I just think it's a really, I don't know. But I also think, and I mentioned this before too, it's like looking, you know, it's the old samurai thing, looking for the perfect lotus flower. You know, they're all perfect. And, you know, honestly, I kind of feel that way about knives. Every now and then I get a dog and I go, yeah, that one should have got plucked off the tree. But as you've seen in the channel lately, there's a few that I've revisited that, you know, initially I was like, no, didn't like it. And then when I revisit it, I kind of have a different opinion. And I'll be honest, this thing, the detent's kind of late on it, but oh, that thing is running so smooth now. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to fail it. And remember what I was talking about? Maybe if I can tune that action, it'll change the way I feel about it. I think that's definitely going to be the case. But before I go putting that pocket clip on, let's tappy tap it. Let's see what's up. Yeah, I mean, we're locked up fine. It's not going anywhere. And of course, through time and use, it'll just lock up more and more. Yeah, solid as a rock. Whew, wonderful. All right, let's get the pocket clip back on it. I think I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of tension on that before I put that back on. Only because I already know. I don't know, but it's not going to hurt anything to have a little additional tension on the clip. Yeah, just a little bit. Not a lot, because that's some aggressive scale right there. Put too much tension on it, you can't get it in and out of the pocket because it is aggressive. All right. Look at the size of these big pocket clip screws. Big T8s. It's got the capped heads, the rounded heads on them. Recessed pocket clip down on the G10. It's got 2 screws. It's recessed pretty good. And then with these cap screws, I'm gonna think that this thing should run pretty darn good. The other reason is because the way they designed it, it opens up at the screw. So it's tight, and then opens up. So I think it's going to run pretty good. I don't think we need that anymore. Definitely don't need the oil. Let's run it. So, I mean, there's kind of a flaw right there. So look, there's the detent. We've made contact with the detent. Now to get over it, I'm at a 90, right? I mean, that's how far you got to go to get over that detent. Yeah, right there. And anything shy of that, you run the risk of it going backwards. So if I shake that, I mean, there it went down, and it's because it's got good thick. Look at this thickness of this blade stock. It's got good thick blade stock for sure. And I'm sure, listen, if this was my carry piece and I had it in my pocket and I was used to running it, I would know, hey, I got to bring it to to there to get it to shake down properly. It's basically fall shut. Once you're over that detent, shoot, pretty nice. I wonder if I can fail it. Yep, but just barely. Boy, it wanted to go all the way. Yeah. Very free. Move that lock bar out of the way. Ooh, that thing's just running on them bearings wonderfully. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going to say it's an A action. It's pretty solid, man. Pretty good stuff. Access to the lock bar. It's a little lowered right here. Not a lot, but a little bit. And it allows just the right access to get in there to that lock bar. Pretty good. Let's talk about ergonomics. So it's definitely fatter in hand, but man, this G10, the way that they've milled that, it's so grippy that, and then with this flipper tab, it's got this jimping on the back side. You got not so confident, confident, very confident. This is over a confident grip. Very confident. Not very confident, but definitely overconfident. This is a good grip. Reverse grip's nice. Got a good platform for the thumb. Maybe could go reverse with a Pakal type grip, but the leverage to pound with this, to stab down, I mean, this thing, whew. Yeah, very nice grip. Now, the pocket clip, it's so deep that there's no way to escape that. You're going to feel that right here at the edge of your hand. Now, if I just do a strong grip here, a power grip, I don't feel that pocket clip. It's out past the edge of my hand. But if I go thumb forward, it puts it right here in my palm, and I do feel it. Yeah, very noticeable right there. And there's no way around that. There's nothing to do. It's not a sharp edge or something. It's just where it lands that deep. I mean, it's one of those sacrifices. If they'd have brought it forward, a quarter of an inch, I wouldn't feel it. But then I'd have knife sticking out of the pocket. Now, I personally wouldn't mind, but some people don't like it. Speaking of that pocket clip, let's check it out. I think it's going to run fine. We already know. Whoop. Yeah. And, where they place that puts that knife deep in the hole. It's got great tension. Yep. Yeah, it's a dry. If I threw these in this pocket, threw these in the dryer right now, they'd bang around in there. When I pull them out, I would fully expect that knife to still be right there. Yep. Pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely one of those pocket clips. Let's do safety checks. Yeah, so no contact with the blade through the back. The tip is recessed. I cannot get to it. And so the clip is good. The tip is good. And I'm confident to put this in my pocket and not make any blade contact. Pretty nice. Let's see if it's sharp. Out of the box, Twosun. I mean, maybe it's got a little booger on it, but I think I had cut that paper before. So let's get rid of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this thing's stupid sharp, man. Could turn corners with this one. Yeah, pretty nice. I am going to strop it, though. We're at for time. Got just a minute. Oh, that feels smooth on the strop. Sometimes you can put it on a strop and just go, ooh, that feels wonderful. I'm going to do 2 strokes. It's got a pretty high angle cut on it. I'm going to knock it off on a piece of wood and then do one more. Okay. Yeah, crazy sharp from the factory. Price and availability, TS16. Let's see where we can find them and how much. Okay, currently on eBay at the time of this video, there is both of these running at auction. D-Win's got one of these going, he's got one of these going, and then there's a private sale for one of these used also on eBay at, it looks like around 35 bucks. Okay? Amazon has both of these available, and it looks like 1 week delivery is kind of what they're quoting, I think. Maybe it's 3 week delivery. So if it's 3 weeks, then I do believe that they're coming from overseas. But it's 40 bucks on Amazon for that one. This one I think is like 150 bucks on Amazon. Yeah. So TS16 night morning design. I'll put a link to the Amazon down below. But you can also go check out D-Win on eBay. All right. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. TS16. Pretty nice. Even this budget format, I mean, golly, I mean, if you had to pay 40 bucks for it, I mean, I don't remember what I paid for it, but it's probably around that. And, I mean, this knife's definitely worth that. This is a great little knife. All right. Appreciate you watching.